Bolognese, it's an Italian staple, but I'm going to flip it on its head and make it a Malaysian style. Sounds completely crazy, but it works. And I actually tried this at a restaurant, was a little bit hesitant, but it was so delicious. Think of it as a mincemeat stir fry with loads of delicious flavors. So we start just like a classic Bolognese, some oil. I'm actually just going to use some safflower oil as opposed to some olive oil. So we want 1 generous tablespoon of the oil. To that, we're going to add some onion. Now, I'm not using a classic onion here. I'm using a purple shallot or a French shallot, if you like. We're going to add that in and just sweat that off. So we'll just turn the heat on to a medium heat. I'm going to add some ginger and some garlic. So definitely not in an Italian style one, but I want to use those classic flavors that you get in a lot of Malaysian cuisine and just Asian cuisine in general. So ginger, garlic, and be quite generous with it because it is the basis of a really good sauce. So we want about a 3 centimetre piece of ginger that's been peeled, and I like to freshly mince it into the pan. Tap. That looks good. To that, 1 clove of garlic. Again, just mincing that in. We just want to sweat that off. Not too much colour. We just want to bring out all of those flavours. Oh, smells great already. All right, in with the mince. I'm using some beef mince for this. And we want about 500 grams. And with your spoon, just break that up. And this will take moments just to change colour. So just coat all of that meat in the ginger and the garlic. And you can see some of the fats coming out of that beef mince, which is what we want because it's rendering down and that's going to flavour the sauce. Fantastic. Give that a bit of a toss. I'm not going to add any salt to this because I will be adding 2 types of soy, but I will be adding some pepper, and I like white pepper. All right, once that's changed colour, we can go in with some tomato paste. This is going to make this quite rich, so a generous tablespoon of the tomato paste. And you do want to cook this off so we get that raw flavour out of the tomato paste. So just on a high heat and coat all that meat in the tomato paste. Okay, now we're really building on our flavours. So we need some shrimp paste now. I like to use this sambal shrimp paste. It's got a wonderful tart and tangy flavour to it. It's got curry leaves through it, and it's also got the dried shrimp. Now, it may seem a little strange, but it's actually going to give this not a fishy taste, but it'll actually give it a lovely savoury flavour, and that's what we're after. So just a teaspoon, no more than that, that goes in. And again, like the tomato paste, we're going to cook that off. Now I'm going to add some fermented chilli paste, and you can change that up if you wanted to use some classic chilli paste or fresh chilli. Of course, you could add that too. I like to use pantry staples that I already have at home. And you can see that lovely rich colour, that's what we're after. And now to season it. Now I start with some light soy, so we want about 2 tablespoons of light soy, and that's the salty component. To give it a lovely rich colour and flavour, I like to add a little bit of dark soy too. To finish this off, we'll add some chicken stock. You can also use beef stock if you like. And that's the basis of a delicious Malaysian-inspired Bolognese. The lid will go on and it's going to cook for about 20 minutes or until it's thick and rich. Now, I'm not serving this with classic spaghetti or a short style pasta. I'm going to be serving it with some udon noodles. I love the texture of this. It's almost chewy once it's completely cooked, and it's really going to grip to that lovely sauce. So that's my choice for this very unusual Bolognese. Noodles are cooked, they're al dente, and let's have a look at this gorgeous sauce. See how thick and rich it is? That's what we're after. Now I am going to take these noodles, not drain them in a colander, but just go straight into the sauce because I want to coat each individual strand of udon noodle in this yummy sauce. I must say, it smells fantastic. Just give that a bit of a swirl, being delicate with it. I'm just going to use a ladle just to grab a generous amount and just twirl it like this so we get a nice little nest in our bowl. Pop that in the center. And and we'll add a generous amount of the meat sauce. And I'm not adding any Parmesan cheese to this, but what I will add is a generous sprinkling of some sesame seeds, and I've just toasted them. And just on an angle, I like to slice these spring onions. And not too fine either, slightly chunky. And there you have it. To the eye, it kind of looks very much like an Italian bolognese, but when you dig into it, you really taste those classic aromas of Malaysian cuisine. I love the addition of that sambal shrimp paste, the soy sauce. It's delicious, and this is what I call really fun food, taking an Italian concept, turning it on its head, and making it a little bit Malaysian.